See, here's the thing. I don't care who you are, where you come from, or what kind of gamer you think you are. Right now, at this exact moment, is absolutely the greatest time in history to love video games. Period. Umbrella Fight.
Hello. Welcome and good evening. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome everyone to the one, the only Umbrella Fight podcast. Literally the only video game podcast in existence. There are no others, except no substitutes, my friends. I am so glad you're here. As we bring our theme song to a close, I want to say thank you so much for being here. My name is Nathan. I'm your host for this wonderful time that I get to spend with my buddies, Devin and John. Devin, John, how the hell are you? You guys doing well tonight?
Doing good. Doing fantastic.
I'm doing great.
Good. I love to hear it. Well, welcome to you guys. Welcome to everybody there. Shout outs to everybody who's on the YouTube. Shout outs to everybody who's on the Twitch. We are live streaming on both platforms, and we're grateful that you guys are here to talk about video games with us today. Shout yourselves out in chat. Let us know your opinions while we talk. Let us know which takes of ours are bad. Pro tip, they all are.
They're all bad.
They're all bad. We're going to talk about some fun stuff today. We're going to get into what we've been playing. We're going to get into the Steam UK lawsuit. We're going to talk a little about fucking Discord. Oh, my God.
Yep.
But first, before we get into all that, we're going to do the one, the only collective quench. Everybody grab your cups. Cup or mug or glass, a tank or chalice or sign, a canteen, jug or flask, a vessel of any kind. Shout outs, rest in peace, Scott Adams, for that right there. Go ahead and get what you have. Hopefully it's water, but if it's not, soda, booze, I don't give a shit. I'm just glad you're doing it with us. Raise them high, guys. Umbrella Fight, our circle tight. We shine together in the night with laughter loud and spirits in sync. Raise up your glass, and now we drink.
We drink.
We drink.
Good old Sonic Diet Cherry Limeade over here today. What are you guys chugging on?
Man, nothing beats a sparkling water. It just scratches your brain, dude.
No.
The
Yes.
bubbles just go in there and just like start scratching.
It's
Oh,
power
it
for the
feels
brain.
so
I
good.
agree. John, you shaking your head at sparkling water?
Yeah, I drink.
What kind of a
drink
dirty
real
plebe
water.
are you?
I drink real water.
Real H's and T's
I
and
drink
O's.
real water.
That's
none
fair.
of that bubble
Stale. You drink
crap.
stale water.
None of that static y'all are drinking over there.
Hey man, the static does a scratchy on the throat, a scratchy on the
no.
brain. It's nice and cold, and let me tell you, it's a good wake up way. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us for our collective quench. We hope you guys are nice and hydrated. Stay hydrated.
right.
Let's go ahead and jump into it. Devin, I'm just going to skip right over you, Mr. Schoolboy. I don't
Yeah,
even need to talk to you about video games, do I?
You're not wrong. Yeah, I man, once again, we'll probably see this trend consistently, so we don't have to go into it. But yeah, the video
Hey, man.
games this week.
Hold up. You're playing the game of life, bro. You are IRL, and I'm proud of you. 2 classes down, crushing it, taking care of business, Devin.
That's right. That's right.
Awesome. Well, John, do I even have to ask what you've been playing? Cyberpunk 2077.
Dude, so I've been playing a lot of that, and I've been playing a lot of Rocket League.
Whoa.
And having a great time.
Okay. Sideswiper or classic?
Classic Rocket League. Classic Rocket
Hell yeah.
I've been
What's
like,
your poison? Are you duos or trios?
so this is the thing. I play on duos. I'm gold.
Nice. Hey, we should play
and-
together for sure. That's about where I'm at right now.
Dude, great. We should, dude. I love Rocket League.
Let's get a couple rounds in after the game. How about that?
Yes.
Or after the podcast, I mean.
I'm down. I'm down.
Yeah, perfect. I love that.
Yes,
Okay,
I-
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm steamrolling you
course.
right here.
No. Like, and then I play a lot of trios. Oh no, excuse me. Trios is where I'm gold, actually. For whatever
Oh,
reason.
okay.
I'll like solo queue trios, and I don't know. It's just like I lock in, and like the other team is also locked in. So it's like I've just had a lot of wins on it.
Heck yeah.
And on duos, I'm like high silver. I was actually playing some with Hollow Attorney, earlier, but we had some very triumphant wins and some very brutal losses.
Oh, the highs are high and the lows are low when it comes to
Yeah.
Rocket League, my friend.
Yeah, they are.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot of Rocket League randomly, like when I have some time, because it's 5 minutes, so I'll just go
Yeah.
in like just quick RL, then do whatever I need to do. But
Yeah, I
that
really
and
like
Rocket
a good 5-minute game. Just get in, get out, be done with it. No big deal.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, I've been playing Rocket League and Cyberpunk pretty much.
Okay, sick. Well, we don't really need to get. Actually, you know what? We stop the presses, everybody. We do need to get into Cyberpunk a little bit because I have things to say.
Let's go, dude. I've been stoked. I've been watching, and I'm just like, oh, I know Mr. Nathan is about to go nuts this next.
First
podcast.
off,
Dude, I'm
thank
so
you so much
excited.
for watching. I sure do. Like, it warms my heart that my content is being viewed by people who are enjoying it and having a good time. I hope it's
Let's
entertaining.
go. It's good stuff.
So we've been doing Cyberpunk on the stream lately. That's been our bread and butter. And man, where do I begin? What a behemoth of a game. I'm like 5 years late to this party, but I think that's okay because
You joined at the right time.
I did. I
Yeah.
came in at the right time.
Gonna
Auto
say, it's
drive is
probably
a
the best
thing.
it's ever been.
Yeah, it is. It's top notch, guys. This is a 10 out of 10 game without question, and I'm not even done with it. There's something about this game that feels correct. It is what open world games aspire to be, on par with a Grand Theft Auto type game, and in some ways better than a Grand Theft Auto. And hear me out. I know Grand Theft Auto has its legacy, but for my money, at the end of the day, Night City lives and breathes in a way that all of the other Rockstar games, even GTA 5, don't really quite nail. They get there somewhat, most of the way. I think the thing that grabbed me the most, just to kind of exploring Night City, I guess I'll start here. We can talk about the story in a minute. By the way, spoiler warning for now. Fast forward to whatever timestamp. I don't know. I might insert a little timestamp warning here, but if you guys haven't played Cyberpunk, I'm definitely going to spoil Act 1 because that's about where I got through. But my initial impressions with the game are extremely positive. V is cool. V is whoever you want him to be. I designed my character exactly the way I wanted. And last week, John, you hit the nail on the head. You can never spend enough time in the character creation menu.
No, you can't.
It's true. I looked up some Cyberpunk proper, some tabletop RPG rules, and there are 4 tenets to creating your character. And the number 1 tenet is style over substance. And I love this because it is exuded by every character in every corner of this game. Style over substance. All of the characters, NPCs and important main characters that are along at your side, which I guess they're NPCs too, but you get the idea. Talkie characters and characters on the street alike have this vibe to them that matches what Cyberpunk is. And I think it has everything to do with the fact that CD Projekt Red brought in Mike Pondsmith every 6 weeks and was like, how about now? What do you think? Where do we go from here? And they just kept doing that. They iterated and iterated and iterated. And over this 5 years, rocky start notwithstanding, they have polished and crafted this living, breathing organism that is Night City into a vast, explorable playground where you can literally do whatever you want. And it is awesome. I am so enthralled by this game. It's almost too much to be real, but I think that's part of the pastiche. Yeah,
it is.
I think that's part of the thing.
No, it's like every character is almost their own main character in their own story. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like they did that really well. Like when they introduce you to a character, like they're like, they may not even be the leader of like wherever they're at, but they're a main character. They are so badass. Like, they look cool. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, every character you look at, like you said, the style over substance. It's like the look of those characters that you interact with, like the story characters
Nailed
are
it.
just sick looking. All of them. Doesn't matter
Yeah.
which one you're talking about.
Even the people I hate, the Maelstrom people that I ran into, look fucking rad.
Yes,
So
bro.
rad. They got lights all over their face and shit. It's awesome.
It's insane.
And then the day-to-day gameplay when you're not like driving a main story feels good. It's quick. It's responsive. They give you a lot of tools like right out of the gate. You're just hacking fools and setting them on fire and shocking them and like it's awesome and feels good to play, which I was kind of worried about because I do want to make it through the story, but it's a tough thing to sell me on a game that doesn't feel good, like top notch to play. Because frankly, I've played Elden Ring and it's a 10 out of 10. It feels incredible to play. So any other kind of Souls like that doesn't at least get close, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 in controls, I almost don't want to have anything to do with it. And it's really unfortunate. But also, why waste my time? There's a bajillion games out there to play, right?
Yeah. Best time for gaming, dude.
100%. This is the number one time to be a gamer. There's so many options out there. And speaking of options, you can do so many things in Night City. I mean, I was helping the cops out with some like, bro, I did this story where what was it, Barry? My downstairs neighbor. Barry was upset and his cop friends were like, hey, you can't stay in your apartment forever. And then I talked to him and he was like, come in, let's talk. And then he turns out he had somebody close to him die and it was his turtle.
That's right.
I was so sad. His turtle died. And then I went and found where the turtle was laid to rest. And V was like, what the fuck? A turtle? Okay, sure. And then I told the cops about it and I was like, listen, y'all need to like help your friend out. Don't be a fucking dick. And even the guy was like, look, he opened up to Barry and Barry let him in. And I was like, all right, happy ending. Got him. I got it squared away. And that felt good to get like a little story completed. I had to go all over town. I got to drive this sick motorcycle, which I just stole off the street because whatever. And I can't wait to see all of the places this game's going to take me because I know in every nook and cranny and every side mission, there's going to be some kind of story that is cool. And I think this is where CD Projekt Red excels because we've talked about this in the past. We've played The Witcher 3 and we just never finish it. But I think it's because it's too good. Like the stories I'm fatigued by like, oh, this awesome story. Now this awesome story. And I hope that they bring their A game. I'm expecting them to, I'm not hoping. I expect it. It's probably going to happen.
No, I mean, that was kind of the experience that I had with Cyberpunk is the first time I tried to play through it, in the way that like, I don't know, maybe it's the way it's intended, or maybe not, but where you kind of just go about it and you just enjoy the natural experience of Night City. So you're walking down the street, this dude's like yelling at you, hey, let's go clear up this gang violence or something. I don't know, just something like that. And so I would do things like that, the little side quests like you're talking about, your downstairs neighbor. And then I found myself where, and this was when the game wasn't fully polished and whatnot. So I didn't play the mess out of it yet, but I stopped playing it and I didn't finish it. And then I came back to it like a year later. It was polished over. Everything was like, oh, this game has been completely revamped. And I just beelined the main story. And that is all I focused on was just the main story. Cause I was like, I don't want to get caught in a situation where I didn't finish the game again. So screw all the side quests. Like yes, there's value there. I'm not saying there's not. I'm not saying it wasn't amazing. And I'm not even saying I did the right thing. But by golly, I finished the main story. And so like I could be at peace. And now at some point I'm gonna want to go back. And yes, I'll start piddling around in those side quests. But I think that fatigue, that same thing, that's exactly what happened in The Witcher is they give you so much content, dude. And if you just get sidetracked doing all this, dude, the side quests feel like their main story. And of course they even impact main story too, but or some of them do anyway. But like
for sure,
brother, like there's so much content. Anyway.
It's sort of like when you quit an RPG and you come back and you're like, what earth was I even doing? I don't even remember what I was doing.
Yep.
And you can do that while playing the game. Like, oh yeah, that's right. Jackie's still eating ramen. I need to go hang out with Jackie.
He's just been eating ramen for like 4 days.
Yeah, and then he's just like, hey, it took you long enough. He's cool. Jackie. Okay, I tell you what, my favorite character so far was Jackie. I freaking love that guy. What a cool dude. And so on the stream, we're doing the Street Kid playthrough, which was awesome because I was told to go steal a car. It's a really nice car, right? So I was told to go steal this car. And then as I was stealing it, Jackie puts a gun in my face. Is like, hey, this is my car. I'm stealing it. Like, why are you here? We're both stealing it at the same time. And so we both get taken in by the cops and we become friends, blah, blah, blah. And then Jackie's like, riding with me the whole time in Act 1. And it was epic. I just really like the way that they built that character. They introduced him in an interesting way. And then they did this friendship montage that was super effective. And then it's like, boom, 6 months later, Jackie's my boy. He rides with me. It's awesome. And then I played on a side game. I'm playing a second playthrough simultaneously, but I'm not allowing myself to go further in the main story than is on stream so that I can get those like first time reactions. Those are fun to watch, I think. But I did the Nomad playthrough, and there's an iguana, and you smuggling that iguana, John, you told me about it.
Yes.
I still wasn't ready for it. And just the fact that Jackie has 2 ways of being introduced to you, depending on your playthrough, is so very cool because they converge at some point, but how you drop into the game is very like wildly different. And I'm having a really good time seeing both of those.
Corpo one's different too.
Yep. I was just going to say, should I do a third? I don't know. It seems like a bit.
You have to eventually, man.
Yeah.
I'll probably when I'm done with one or both of these playthroughs, I'll go back and just do the Corpo intro to see it. And then I'll go from there. Cause man, it's a lot of game to eat.
That's right.
And what I did want to say also is, again, spoiler warnings. This game is rude, brutally rude, because I like as much as I love you guys, I loved Jackie, and they fucking kill him at the end of Act 1. What? Why would you do this to me? Why are you playing with my heart, game? It was so sad. I was very upset. But you know what?
Yeah.
I think as stories go, I am a proponent of it's okay if main characters die because that makes everything that they did up to that point more important. Because without stakes, nothing can be important.
Yeah. Nathan, I was watching you like when I was actually I watched your VOD while I was at the gym doing cardio on the treadmill.
Oh yeah.
Specifically when you were at Konpeki, because I really wanted to see what you thought of because that's the ending of Act 1. So I was like interested to see man, I wonder what he's gonna. And dude, it was so funny because I saw the moment in your, because I remember when you made it to the car. To Delamain you were like, yes, we made it. The joy, you were so hype, and
yep.
That you're driving
back. And you knew it was coming. You knew it.
And I knew the whole time. You're shooting the turrets flying after you, the drones, and you're like, oh man, finally, dang, can we catch a break? And
literally, I said that. I think I was like, "Man, we can't catch a break here."
You did, and then Jackie
Jackie caught a break, a permanent one.
I saw the moment your face realized that he's dead.
Yeah, I remember feeling it. I had a moment where I was okay. So this game was genuinely taking me on my friend is dying emotional ride. Right?
Yes.
Literally felt like
such a good job.
it was
Yes.
so good. I was like, oh, whew, we got away. I didn't die. Awesome. Jackie. Hey. And then like it took me maybe 15 seconds of sitting there and I was like, are they gonna fucking kill him?
Sure
Like,
are.
I'm getting upset thinking about it.
Yeah.
And then it washed over me. I was like, he's about to die. Oh God. And then he actually passes and it was just heart wrenching.
Yep.
And then you got to talk to his mom. And like, there's a funeral for him and that I haven't even been there yet. I don't know. I mean, I have to go. I'm gonna go, but
you need to go.
Yeah.
Hey,
I bet it's
make
so
sure you look around
bittersweet.
when you're there.
I will. So one thing that I
Right.
got called out for. No, go. Actually, let me pause. Go ahead.
Another
floor's
reason I was watching, Nathan, is because there is a very, very, very important decision at the end of Act 1. And depending what you choose will lock the endings you have accessible to you. And I wanted to see what you were going to choose.
I don't even know what choice it was.
You chose correctly, my friend. I'll tell you that much.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you what I think it is. And if I'm right, you can tell me. But if I'm wrong, then I'll just let that sit. Is that fair?
That's fair. Yeah.
So I think my choice was to take the pills to shut Johnny Silverhand out. I think that was my choice.
I will say that is a very, very, very good guess, but that is not it.
Dang it. Okay, that's all right. I'm going to probably have to review and see what was going on there. But I'm glad that I made a correct choice because
you did. Yeah.
In my Street Kid playthrough, I'm sort of trying to do right by everybody because, I've been on the streets, right? I'm from the streets. I've seen the hardship that people go through, and I'm trying to make life better for people. That's sort of my mentality as I play this character. And I think this game does a really good job of offering you opportunities to do that. Because if you'll notice, the dialogue choices I make are very diplomatic most of the time. Because I think I can talk my way out of most things. And what I'm afraid of I'm running the risk of is that I don't want to get Devin syndrome.
Yeah, that's
get
right.
fucked over in the end.
Dude, okay, because like I will say, so like when CD, okay, one thing I wish when I was first playing it is that I knew I had some more context into like specific, for example, one example is Silverhand, right? Like the way that he's introduced to you is just kind of like he spawns in your head. But like what actually happens, like when you first, got the relic and everything, how you were in that like digital Konpeki Plaza.
Yeah.
That has essentially been his prison for the last 60 years. He's been he has been digitally just alive, imprisoned in there.
Oh my gosh.
Just in there.
He's a little
he's just been he's just been trapped in there by himself with his thoughts.
Golly, that's crazy. Okay. At the outset, and I don't know if this is going to evolve, but at the outset, I really don't like Johnny Silverhand. Like as he relates to V, I really can't stand him. He's such an asshole. But I can see why now that you're telling me that he might be a little crazy.
Like that's why I mean, like I wish I had some more context right to that because like that changes everything. He's essentially crazy. He's a crazy person at this point. You know what I mean?
100%. I gotta say the little interlude that you get to play where he walks on stage is like, I'm here tonight to say goodbye to you all. Brrr, and hits the guitar note. Oh yeah, it was so cool. And then shooting my way through, they gave me this revolver that was just icing mofos.
Yes.
Like,
and no problem. Reloading animation.
It was so sick.
Dude, bro. And I don't know if you picked up what his band name was, but
no, I didn't.
The band is called Samurai.
Samurai, sick. That's perfect,
dude. And they're based on a real life band. I forget their name, but like all of the songs that they play are real songs.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm gonna have to check that out. Keanu Reeves is actually in a band. They're called They're called Dogstar, I think, is the name, and he plays bass.
I can see that.
That seems like a very Keanu Reeves thing to do.
No,
like,
dude, like I can't lie.
I'm a high profile movie star, but I'm just a bassist in a band too.
That's
right. No, and I can't lie, bro.
Man,
Keanu, like he's like an alternate timeline Silverhand. I don't know. Things go right, maybe.
Yeah, maybe, maybe. Yeah. So the game took me on quite a ride, and I'm having a great time doing it. But I also got called out in a comment. Shout outs to RP1 Buck. I'm playing too quickly. So
you are.
I really, really enjoyed the story, and I wanted to see what was going on. But John, I appreciate you hopping on with me the other day on stream and just letting me know like what I can do. And you kind of opened this door, a bunch of doors. I have gone and played through a ton of stuff and not really progressed the story, but that's okay because this playground is fun to be in. Yes. It's just plain cool. Like everywhere you look, I said this on the stream the other day, and I'm going to reiterate. Everywhere you look, you're like, that's a screenshot. That's a screenshot I would put as a background. That's beautiful. That's awesome. It's all framed so well and designed so just pretty, you know?
Dude, yeah, and because one thing when I was watching, one of the things I hate to do, right, especially when someone's playing a game for the first time, is to be that like you need to do this, like what you're doing, stop it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's like but in Cyberpunk, like, dude, you've barely scratched the surface of what V can be. So it's really intense how deep everything goes. Like for example, Barry, the guy you met, that in your apartment, you know that if you didn't check up on him, like if you just talked to him the first time but like didn't actually follow up with him, he kills himself.
I knew that was coming because he's depressed.
Like he actually does. And his the big burly guy, the other cop, now he gets depressed because he feels responsible. So it's like there's a whole alternate timeline to just that little like side quest.
So the game is operating on a sort of clock, an internal clock, then, is what you're telling me.
Not in every circumstance. So
but sometimes,
yes, that can be the case. And typically with context, you can pick up why. But the main thing is like, so just to give you like an example, in Act 1, this is just because I'm a crazy person, but like I had already hit max level before I ever completed Act 1 on my PS5 playthrough.
Of course. Well, I mean, you've played through the game multiple times, and that's one of my favorite things to do with a game is to bend it to my will.
Yes,
you know? You take it and you're just like, oh, I know how you work. I get how this machine functions, and you can manipulate it in a way that you're just like, I am God of Night City, and you're like, hey, nice to meet you, Jackie. I'm God of Night City.
Yeah, dude. Like in the same way that like people know like C or like Python, I know Cyberpunk, and it's funny though because it's like you too can also know Cyberpunk. So it's like really, dude, you can be whoever you want in Night City. You can be a murder hobo. You can go on a pacifist run if you so desire. Like,
that's cool.
There's so many things to do, and you could just do them or not do them. So it's like
you can just do stuff.
You can just do stuff. Like you'll find yourself in an underground street race, or you'll find yourself in a pit of roided up human beings boxing somebody. Or you'll find, like the possibilities are endless.
That's so cool, man. I'm really into it. I'm having a great time, and if open world games are your thing, highly encourage you guys. Excuse me, ooh, DCL's getting to me. I highly encourage you guys listening and watching to jump in and give it a try. It is knock your socks off good, especially if you like that neon drenched kind of filthy city vibe.
Just gross.
It's in spades. It kind of is, but then also in areas it's so like, cool and nice. Like when you go into Konpeki Plaza, oh my gosh, what a hotel. Place. It's a really nice place.
Dude, so what'd you think of the twist at the end when you get
so when Yorinobu kills his father. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Yo,
That
that was wild. And then they got T-Bug. Can I prevent that? That's not a preventable thing, huh?
No. She just gets
Okay.
cooked.
That sucks.
She got net runner diffed.
That sucks. I was having a great time with all of the. When I say it took me on a ride and a roller coaster, it was all over the place. It was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, like every 5 seconds, and it was fun because you're in that, you've got the relic in your hand in the case, and then like, oh shit, somebody's coming in the door, and so we hide in that thing, and you watch them have this argument, which I thoroughly appreciate that they had them speaking Japanese to each other, and then as it was, you were seeing the Japanese, but as they were talking, it was translating the whole sentence as they spoke it. And I thought that was like just a super nice design choice. But the shock of him actually killing his dad was like, oh my God, this is insanity. And then on top of that, me and Jackie happened to be right there.
Yep.
So it's just a wild set of circumstances. Was there another story beat that I should hit on? Am I forgetting something?
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask how you felt about Dex killing you.
Bro, I was so pissed. I was like, I'm gonna put a bullet in this motherfucker. And then I wound up at the junkyard and somebody did it for me, and I was kind of mad at that too. I was like, oh, well, thanks for stealing my revenge thunder. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But at least you got what was coming to him,
Yeah.
I kind of liked Dex. He was all right. Did I grab the iguana egg? Hollow says, hey, welcome, Hollow. No, I did not. How I'm trying to think back on my Nomad playthrough. Was there an iguana egg in the hotel room? Is the iguana egg in the room with us now?
Dude, I actually forget where it is.
Yeah, I don't
know. I'm definitely gonna have to go back and check that out. I appreciate you mentioning that. Whew, yeah. So Cyberpunk, I'm having a great time with it. If you guys want to join me on stream, it's usually definitely Fridays and Saturdays. I'll be doing the main story, but then casually through probably Mondays and Wednesdays, that's typically when I'll hop on. I'll be doing some side quests and just kind of farting around in Night City and having a good time with it. I feel like that's a good balance of pushing the story and also just kind of leveling up my character. I got a double jump. Dude, hell yeah.
Let's go.
Man.
Double jumps in games are OP.
Wait till you get that air dash, bro. The double jump air dash. You can do like a movement tech where you can just full send like 100 meters.
Oh my God. That's amazing.
Whoa. Okay, I never did
that. And that's the shocking thing, isn't it? Like, as much as you've done in this game, you didn't do it all. Almost
not even close.
You didn't do it all.
Yeah,
I barely
scratched the game, dude.
Yeah. And you played it. Did you play it through to completion? You did. You said that earlier, right?
Yeah. I mean, I beat the main story. I definitely didn't. Let's see. I put it. Oh my God, I have like 121 hours in it. Yeah, I only have 100. I mean, only 121 hours in it, and that's
a lot.
That's. But I don't think that was all in one playthrough. That was like I picked it up at one time. I tried to play it. I didn't finish it or something like that. Probably some idle time in that bad boy too, just like leaving it open. But yeah, that's what I currently
Hollow
have.
says you can take the iguana egg and put it in your apartment and it'll hatch in like 2 in-game months. It's a long time.
Yep.
All right, got to check that out. That's for sure. I wonder if I can go back and get it. Maybe I'll do like a crash course and just kind of bolt up there, see if I can even make it back up there and get it. But that'd be sick. I was mentioning that when John talked about the iguana, I was like, can you keep it? Manny. So actually, I wanted to get also into the design of Cyberpunk, because I think last week or the week before we were talking about the importance of not designing games that are for everybody and you wind up with a product that nobody likes. Was that last week?
Yeah.
Pretty sure it was.
Yeah, I think so.
So Cyberpunk kind of flies in the face of that, doesn't it? It is everybody's game, but it's like the right way to do it, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? I feel like whatever kind of character you want to be, anybody can play this game. It has like a story mode, basically. It has super hard difficulty, and it has everything in between. And if you want to be a pacifist, you can do that. And if you want to be a ninja with blades, you can do that. And if you want to do street races, you can do that. It kind of is a game for everybody, but also it's done well. So I think it's funny. I wanted to bring that up. What are your thoughts on that?
Dude, man, like, I don't know what they got going on at CD Projekt Red. I don't know. Like, no notes. You know what I mean?
No
like,
notes. Yeah, for sure.
Truly, like, as much as I've played that darn game, like, it's peak every time. I don't know how to explain it. Like,
yeah, it speaks to you for sure.
Like, it doesn't, because I mean, it's like a sandbox of like,
oh,
you know what I mean?
Says you can get his katana. I got his knife, Hollow,
yeah.
just so you know, but I didn't get the katana. That's unfortunate. That's okay. I haven't made it to that point in my playthrough with the Nomad that I'm doing, so I will definitely pay attention for just. That's right. Street Kid has been that far. Nomad has not been that far, so I'll definitely pay attention for both the katana and the iguana egg. So hell yeah.
Dude, there you go.
But yeah, so it happens to be a game for everybody, and it's peak. But it's so funny. I'm seeing some discourse on, at least on Twitter, where there's a lot of struggling developers, like former Rockstar people even, who are having a tough time finding a job. And it's because a lot of companies, the bigger ones, Ubisoft is down 49% in their stock price. A lot of these game companies are not doing so hot right now, the big ones in particular. And I think it's funny because they try to make these games that are quote unquote for everybody to play, but they end up pleasing nobody because of one thing or another. And it's just funny to watch a high profile game company like CD Projekt Red do exactly that, but it's an enjoyable experience nonetheless. You know what I mean? Twice. Yeah. The Witcher was a banger. Cyberpunk's a banger.
I want to give a little devil's advocate to
sure.
To Cyberpunk being for everybody, because I hear what you're saying in terms of like having the ability to play the game in a lot of different ways, and like it being more sandboxy, and like there's just a lot to the game. So like you just drive around if you want. My goodness, like you could just enjoy doing that. But at the same time, I feel like what the game truly offers is I can't say that it would be for everyone in specifically because to really experience the world of Cyberpunk like that they've created, that Night City, you have to get involved in the game. You have to get involved in the world, and the depth that takes sometimes for people. Like a lot of people, they jump in Call of Duty and they just want to shoot people and then get out of a game. They're not looking to drive through a story. And I feel like you can kind of do that in Cyberpunk, but that's not like super fun to just like jump in and just shoot people unless you've already kind of built your character and like you've progressed through this game. And it's truly a solo RPG. And I feel like if you don't enjoy like that development of your character, I feel like you probably won't really enjoy. You might enjoy it for a moment, right? Like you might play for an hour or for two, but it's not going to be something that you're like, oh, I've got to play more of that. I feel like what makes it that game for something like John or something like yourself is the fact that you can get so involved in this beautiful story and developing your character, and then you have like this vested interest in your character. Not everybody even cares for gaming like that. That is a niche of its own, but I think a lot of people do enjoy stories, right? Really good stories. Like I promise you, like my wife would probably really enjoy playing Cyberpunk if she could get in the game and she could really like get the controls down, right? Because it's a more complex game from a control perspective.
Sure.
I know she would enjoy the story aspect of it, but there's a complexity on the game aspect of it where it would be a lot more difficult for her, like having to understand all of these abilities. Like you've got to spend time in reading like the skill trees and the guns that you pick up. Yeah, like you got to, and that's an RPG aspect, right? That's something that's pretty familiar to people who've played RPGs like a Fallout or a Skyrim or whatever. But that's not familiar to someone like Macy, who has played, I mean, yeah, she's played some, but like scratch the surface of some RPGs. The most intense was New World, and I was able to play that with her, right? If she goes in solo to Cyberpunk, it's going to be a lot. That's just my pushback. And I think it doesn't devalue what you're saying in the sense of they absolutely crushed what they did. I think they made the most open-ended RPG in a beautiful way. But I think that it is a beautiful RPG that is welcoming, but it's also has so much depth that if you're a really well-vetted RPG player, you will also find just a ton of value out of it. So they definitely broadened it, but it is still within its niche.
I hear you. I hear what you're saying. That's a great point. It's a very broad RPG, but it's deep. They drove down multiple levels on every type of thing that they could drive down on. And that's actually a really good rebuttal. I agree, actually.
Yeah, and I think maybe that's to clarify, just to like reiterate, because I think I solidified more of my point, is they did their niche extremely well. Right? Like they crushed the RPG niche so well that the barrier to entry to bringing people into that niche is a little more open, right?
Yeah.
But they didn't say, hey, we want to be an RPG, but also we want to be like an MMORPG, right? We're not trying to do that. There was a lot of pressure for that. There was a lot of people go, open it up like a GTA game. Come on. But they knew their alley, right? Like, hey, this is what we're going to do. This is what the game's going to be. And they stuck in that niche, and I think they crushed it because of that.
Yeah. Good point, man.
And you know what I love?
Oh, go ahead.
This is what I love about that. The greater thing about Cyberpunk is you put 2077 aside, right across any medium. You can go to Netflix right now and watch Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Season 2 on the way. You can also, if you like comics, you can go read the Cyberpunk 2077. Actually, I don't remember if 27 is involved in it, but you can go watch a Cyberpunk webcomic. You can read books on Cyberpunk lore. And so I love that, like, because Devin's point to the game is 100% true. Like, dog, no one has 80 hours in them. In a game, some people just don't have, like, and they don't want it. They don't want it, and you don't have to. It's completely optional, right? But if you want to know about Cyberpunk, you can go watch a 10-episode anime. So I love that CD Projekt Red, Mike Pondsmith, all these moving parts have made like this universe accessible in multiple different forms of mediums. And I love that games are doing that, because there are people that borderline wouldn't play a game, but these are still interesting stories that are interesting outside of the game itself. So that's one thing that, like, I love about Cyberpunk as a whole, because there's content out there that anybody can consume outside of the game, because the game, in my opinion, I think it is a hill of a game. It does ask a lot of you. So like I 100% agree with Devin's point, because it is true. Like when I was first playing it for the very first time, there were some points where it's like, dang, I kind of just want to play COD. You know, like it was a lot. You know, it was a lot to do.
Yeah, so, like, it's a lot to take in. For
like,
sure.
It really is. It really is.
So I want to compare Cyberpunk and what it is and how great it is at being what it is, to something like something I bounced off of, and I'm gonna throw The Last of Us under the bus again, because on a cinematic level, The Last of Us excels. Right, cinematically, the storyline is fine. As a video game, it's dog poop to play. I hated it. I hate the way it plays. I hate the way it feels. I hate the way it handles the subsystems within. I just didn't have a good time playing it. And I think that's the differentiator here is they're both cinematic experiences. They both are emotionally investing stories, but one plays in a way that feels good to play, and the other one is a slog. I I quit playing The Last of Us halfway through it. Can you believe that? This story gripped me, but not enough to power through how it felt to play. And it's just kind of wild. And somebody made a comment I saw on a tweet. Let me see if I can remember the way they phrased it. It was in response to somebody saying, yeah, I don't think people. Okay, so the original tweet was, I don't think gamers truly understand how hard the game industry is falling right now. Developers, even ex-Rockstar devs that I know, are having, one in particular was having trouble finding a job for about a year at least. Wow. And he still can't find work. And then somebody replied to it and said, I don't think the game industry understands how little gamers give a shit about that, because what is the next game going to come out of your studio? Another assisted cinematic experience or another cartoon frog Adderall shooter? And I was like, oh yeah, that hits the nail on the head. Every single game that you're seeing from large AAA studios, or mostly these days anyway, are one of those two things. You either need to be online 12 hours a day grinding away at this, repetitive battle royale or 3v3 shooter, or you need to just push A to continue story. And neither one of those things are fun for a huge swath of who likes video games. And I just think it's interesting as time goes on, like gamers are voting with their wallets at this point. Like they got the message. Okay, this game isn't for you. They've been told. Got it. We won't play it then. Easy.
We will not be there.
Not a problem. We can follow instructions. In fact, video games have trained us. Yeah, video games have trained us to follow instructions. We're very good at it. So I'm really glad to see a high-profile studio. I know Cyberpunk came out 5 years ago, and I'm really interested to see what the second one, 2078, holds.
Project Orion is the code name.
Project Orion. I wonder why. Do you have any inkling? Is your Cyberpunk spidey senses tingling on that name?
I don't know why it would be called that.
It sounds cool, probably.
Cool name. Hey, style over substance.
Style over substance.
Style over substance.
Boom. We found it. Bring it back full circle. Well, not to beat the Cyberpunk horse to death here. I do want to talk about another game. I'm sure you guys can see that I'm sharing with you on your screen. Let me flip it on over real quick. Wait, how do I do this? Transition. There it is. Look at this. This is Doom. Kind of.
Oh, it isn't.
Yeah, so this is Doom. Wow. This is I wanted to talk just a short while about what I'm having a great time playing right now, and that is let me see if I can find the thing to play it. This is terrible. Great production, Nathan. Let's see. Let's pull it out of studio mode. That'll make things way easier. Game footage. There we go. Look at this. This is a custom Doom WAD, and it is an 80s mall. Somebody took the time to painstakingly put together a 1980s shopping mall, complete with screens and a giant claw machine. There's a little cafe here. I'm really having a great time playing Doom as of late with all these like custom WADs. It's like kind of my wheelhouse for when I want to decompress, because you could just pop open one of these things and jump to a level. Look at this arcade.
That looks crazy.
It's nuts, right? And this little WAD is like secrets upon secrets. And you can really just kind of go at it and find all these little, like you get little cacodemons on the screen. It's all Doom references. Oh, that guy almost killed me there. But I just wanted to show this off because, one, AAA studios, I can connect these things. I'm going to do my best here. One, AAA studios are having a bad time because they're making garbage that nobody wants to play. Meanwhile, a game from 1993 is getting makeovers left and right from people who love it dearly. This game made such an impact on people that what are we at? 33 years later, people are still playing Doom and still making content for it. because it feels good to play. The core of the gameplay is great. And because of that, it will live on seemingly forever. I don't think Doom will ever really die. Like, personally, I think this is one of those games that will live on forever because of not only the time it came out, the way it came out, how it feels, how it plays. Look, I'm in Pac-Man now. How about that?
Who made this, Nathan?
So this is called Nostalgic Entropy. And you can just look it up. Go Doom Nostalgic Entropy. Oh, I got killed. Yeah, that's it. Well, that's the end of my my video there. It'll loop back around. I'll leave it up. Why not? It's fun to look at. I don't know who made this, and I don't think it was one person. I think it was multiple people that put this thing together. And one of the things that this WAD excels in is called a term called Doom Cute. And that is where they take the level creator and make real world in-game objects. Like, look, there's a coffee maker, there's some stuff inside a jar there. Each of these arcades, that is what we call Doom Cute, and it's real life world objects made from the map editor itself. So the terrain of the world, where it would normally be terrain, has been shifted and molded into a set of arcades or a coffee maker. Or if you go out, there's a food court and there is a slice of cheesecake on the table. That was made within the map editor itself. That's physical level terrain. And this, I've never seen anything as Doom Cute as this is. Kind of blew my mind.
How long could that have taken?
I don't know, man. I would love to know. Actually, I wonder if we could probably look up. I bet Jamie could pull that shit up.
Jamie.
Jamie, where are you? Let's see. Let's switch back over to cams here. I'll see if I can find it at some point. But yeah, I just wanted to show that off because I think it's cool, and I hope you guys like Doom. And if you do like Doom, look up Nostalgic Entropy. It's super duper fun. And also, you should check out any of the Doom custom WADs. There's a website called the CAC Awards, and they give out awards for all the Doom WADs that people make over the course of any given year. The 2025 awards, let me tell you, some of these WADs are fucking hard. They're so hard, and it's so frustrating because I want to see the content. But I have an ego, and I tend to put it on ultra violence, and then I just get killed left and right. So anyway, that's my little Doom jaunt for you guys there. Play Nostalgic Entropy. You'll have a good time with it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Let's pivot over real quick. John, I know you have something to say about ye olde Discordy. What's going on there? Talk to us.
I thought it was Devin.
Was it Devin?
It was me.
Oh, yeah, it was Devin.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, schoolboy. I forgot you liked video games at all. No, that didn't land. All right, moving on. Devin, what are you mad about Discord for?
Dude, let's go.
Okay, so Discord, we've got some history with Discord. I don't know if I'm mad at Discord itself, but I'm definitely mad at the ownership of Discord at this time.
Sure,
100%.
I mean, from what I understand, and please correct me if I'm wrong in any of the facts if you guys know, but from what I understand, Discord was privately owned by an individual for the longest time, the person who created Discord to begin with. And it was recently sold to another someone who buys companies, I guess, just someone trying to
venture
a big
capitalist
corpo,
type.
type stuff. And so when they took over, there was kind of some immediate changes that started taking effect, and I think everyone noticed them. As you're in Discord, there's consistently more prompting for, hey, buy Nitro. There's all the, hey, you can get all these other aesthetic pieces. There's
let me pause you real quick. I want to clarify. It's not actually owned by a corp right now. It was in talks to sell to Microsoft for about $10 billion. That's kind of a staggering number. That's hard to say no to. But currently it's owned by Jason Citron and Stanislav Vishnevsky. I'm trying to get that right. Plus several venture capital firms such as Benchmark Capital, Index Ventures, and Greylock Partners rather than a single buyer. So you're half right. corpos have their grubby bits in it right now.
They had okay, so that makes a lot of sense. So essentially, what I understood is basically you like for a long time. I think it was. I mean, I know they had investors. They had like people who would invest in it to build capital because everyone knows that Discord is like not a super profitable model. Everything is like really free. There's very little limitations for the free users. In terms of what they can do and what they, I mean, man, you can just like stream in Discord to your friends, like on your computer, and like that data processing has to go to them at some point, right? Like there's going to be expense that's held on their end. So there's definitely it's definitely tough to be profitable in that model, right? This free based model with very little requirement to purchase anything. And so what I'm frustrated with now is they've been slowly kind of creeping and making these changes and kind of turning into this larger style enterprise feeling, like the big corporate, the Suits style platform, where you're seeing the advertisements, you're seeing the, hey, go play this game, right? We've got a mission for you. And it's like, this is all paid stuff. This is how they're trying to drive revenue. And yes, it's free. Ads. Hey, look, if it's free, that's cool. You gotta do something to make some money. I hear you. But it's just starting to be signs, right? You're starting to see those things where clearly they're having to make a pivot in the way that they're doing business for either sustainability and or to pay back these investors and or to what they're looking to actually do is go public, right? They're looking to be a publicly traded company. That was announced not too long ago that they're looking to go public on the stock market, which that brings a whole nother plethora of conversations open because now they're needing to disclose their revenues, right? Their profits, right? They're having to discuss that with shareholders. So it becomes more public what's happening inside of Discord in terms of the revenue. And what this is turning into, again, steps in weird directions like that, where, okay, you have something that was beautiful. It absolutely revolutionized. It took us away from platforms like TeamSpeak or Ventrilo, where we were self-hosting little mini voice servers to be able to communicate with our friends to play games together, right?
I forgot about TeamSpeak and Ventrilo.
Ventrilo, Mumble, TeamSpeak, like all of those and I might be missing one more. I think there's another, but you had all of these different little platforms, but they were all self-hosted, so it wasn't necessarily an expense for the developers for you using it because you self-hosted those things. Their expense was maybe in software development, to develop the platform further, but they made the platform, it worked, and so there wasn't so much overhead. Well, Discord came around and just like blew it out the water. They self-hosted they hosted your server. They stored all of your data. They did it all for free. They allowed you to stream to your friends over the voice platform, right? Like you had this large chat thread that they gave you an app on your phone and you could just chat with people. It became a group chat thing. You could host integrated bots into your server. They built all this beautiful stuff, and that revolutionized the gamer world, really. It changed the
Next
landscape.
Level.
It brought the gaming community to a centralized place for communication. You don't play games with a friend and not be in Discord, right?
Right.
Like that's the default. You go to Discord, you open up, you jump in there with your friends. If you don't have a server with that friend, you join their server to go play a game with them. You don't.
It functions the way you wanted TeamSpeak to function from the get-go.
Yeah.
I wish it had this. It's got that.
And it's so widely adopted now at this point, and because it made such a big impact in the world that everyone has it. So yeah, it just becomes default. Oh, what's your Discord server? Let me jump in and we'll play this game together. Like it's nonchalant, right? It's the default. And if you're not in Discord, then where are you communicating, right? Like, what are you doing? Like, no one knows about TeamSpeak anymore. That's not even Like, John, did you even know TeamSpeak existed before we started talking about it?
No.
Yeah, and that was one of the newer ones that had like that was like the last one before Discord really took over and started becoming more prevalent. There was that one. Ventrilo was still being used, but man, it was revolutionary.
TeamSpeak's still around. Wow.
Oh, and I will get to it.
Okay.
Discord is making some crazy decisions. And so this is the part that I wanted to bring up. Yeah, and I see it on your screen. It's perfect. The age of verification rollout.
Here we are.
This is nuts, dude. So again, we've talked about this before, so I don't want to get too crazy about it. But essentially, what they're doing is they're trying to age gate things with the contingency that if you want access to like adult content or NSFW style content, which just that could be gore, that could be whatever, that they will require a governmental ID upload or some sort of a video selfie where they're like using some like system that analyzes you to try to predict your age based on your mannerisms, right?
They want your data.
And that's the problem. And here's the worst part about it. They're not being forced to do this. This is not
just doing it.
They're not being regulated to do this. That's the part that I have the worst. Like, I understand if you're being regulated and this is being forced by a government entity, and we can debate whether we agree with that or not. They're not being forced to do this. It's not like they're getting ahead of the curve. This has not been figured out yet. The ID verification process and keeping our data secure has not been figured out yet. And I'm not worried about accessing NSFW content. That's not what I'm worried about.
What a game!
I don't want you to have my information. And what comes along with this is them. First off, they're auditing the channels. They're looking for these channels that are labeled by their own systems as adult content or gore content. And if it has anything in that chat that's related to it, it can potentially proc this age gate. And so not only, and of course, they're hosting our servers. They're responsible for the data. So yes, that data is already existing in their hands, but you're talking about the slow encroachment of, hey, we're watching you. We're looking at your data. Now we're going to ask you to verify who you are, and you lose this this anonymous platform that you can be on, right? Like this anonymity that you have on the internet is just slowly being ripped away. And that's like, I heard this was the best example I heard anywhere. Is there was a Discord server for a group of veterans to discuss them struggling with their current PTSD issues. And so they hop on there and they're sharing this stuff anonymously. They don't want to be identified, being vulnerable about their PTSD and their scenarios, the crazy situations they've been put in and all of that. They're being vulnerable, right? But they can stay anonymous. This doesn't allow you to stay anonymous. You're removing the ability. And that is like that's been a part of the beauty of the internet, is being able to remain anonymous within these platforms. And they're just stripping it away for no other reason than we just want to do this, right? It's going to be under the guise of protecting the kiddos. Yeah, you gotta make sure the kids are protected.
Every time
they're trying to steal your children. I don't know. Watch your children, right? Like we could discuss, but
I think that was one of the first podcast topics we had. Was like, that's not your job.
Yeah.
I'm dad. I will handle my children. Right. You don't need to do that. And I'm not going to give you my government ID so you can pretend to police everything. That's not going to happen.
Like they care anyway.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, because you care about my kid. Okay. Sure, buddy.
Yeah. They care about, it's just like HR. HR is not there to help you. HR is looking out for the interests of the company. So if you cause problems,
right,
whether it's your fault or not,
that's right.
They've flagged you. You have the flag.
So with all of this happening, of course, there's some outrage, right? People are not happy about this because this is the same story that's told again and again. We're going to see a data breach. People's information will be leaked. That anonymous account that you wanted to have will no longer be able to exist because you're going to have to attach your personal ID to it. So people are mad, and what's happening is companies like TeamSpeak are going, hey, by the way, we still exist
here,
and we've improved a lot since the last time you've used us.
Yep.
And it's sparking interest, and it's bringing up conversation that is relevant, right? If we don't get this, they will lose people. Now, we can talk about the impact that Discord might actually have, and I don't think it will actually be a lot, unfortunately. But I don't know. I figured I'd bring it up. I feel like it's one of those things that matters, and the more people that know about it, the more people that talk about it, maybe there can be a change. They rolled that initially with a company that seemed like they were going, like, so the person that does the ID verification is going to be a third party. They had an initial one chosen, and or something like that. It was rumored that they had this one particular company or something like that was going to do the ID verification, and it swapped over to a different one. And it was, I don't know the super finite details, but for whatever reason, the newer company that was actually chosen was worse in terms of privacy. Maybe they've had previous breaches or something like that.
The current one is called, okay, I have to brace myself for this because I hate the name. It's KID, kid. What?
Wow.
Why?
Wow.
Why does it have to be KID? Like, you couldn't just call it like ID Processors Incorporated? Okay, Devin, are you, keep going if you have more.
I it's not that I have much more, but it's just, again, it's a matter of like that principle of you're not required to do this. You have the time to make this done. If you want to do this, right? If you want this to be done, find the solution for it, because there is a problem out here for it, right? And I can understand that there's issues with platforms with people being too anonymous and being able to do things and get away with things that can harm other people, right? I absolutely agree with those types of things, but what this is doing is they're being proactive in the wrong way by just implementing something, and within a system that we know is not going to function or work or protect our data to begin with. And it's inherently what they're trying to do, is they're trying to protect us, but in the end, they're actually screwing us over. And that's the problem that I have. Take your time. If you want to be go be Discord, go revolutionize something, right? You guys did it once. If you want to revolutionize or use the age verification, go figure out the process. Go figure out a way that we can do this and protect our actual data without having to, capture all this information and end up leaking everything.
Yeah,
I don't 100%. know. That's about what I've got.
So two things. One, the odds that somebody is going to breach the company and get somebody's data is 100%.
Yep.
There is not ever going to be a scenario in which that does not at some point occur.
Correct.
So I have to upload my information on the off chance that that's not going to occur, which I just said is 100%. It's going to happen.
That's right.
On top of this, if it's not my government ID, it's this selfie that I'm having to do. This, like, look left, look right, look up, look down. Do you know what age we live in? We live in the AI age. All it takes is that selfie, and somebody can replicate me and smear my name or extort people using my image.
That's right.
It's just the simple information that you have on somebody, like my likeness is out there. It's already all over the internet. I've put out dozens of podcasts with you guys. By the way, this is episode 32. Did you know that? So excited.
I didn't, but that's insane.
Yeah. So I'm not worried about that personally, but
right.
Somebody is worried about that. I don't want them to, the bad guys to get the likeness of, say, my child, because let's say that my kiddo is trying to get by this age verification gate and just like see what happens. Now my kid's information and face is stored over at KID.
That's right.
Now he is at risk for his information getting breached. Terrible. And then the second thing here is I get that they want to protect they put up this smoke screen of like save the kids and protect people from not safe for work stuff, whatever. That is a ivory tower way of looking at things because we are from the United States. We are wildly privileged to be where we are. Imagine now Discord's a global, or the internet is global, right? So Discord anonymity isn't just important for protecting your data. Anonymity for some places is important for protecting your life. So picture this, communist China. Picture an underground group of Christians. What do they want to do? They want to communicate. That maybe there's a tool out there that can help them communicate with each other in an anonymous way so that they don't get killed for just discussing something that the government that they're under doesn't like because their government is oppressive. It isn't just about, oh, I don't want you to have my data. It's that for sure, but it's also about their personal safety and personal physical safety in that situation. But just like you said about those veterans, their personal emotional well-being, like they're trying to spill their guts about horrific things that they've seen. And that frankly falls under the not safe for work tag.
That's right.
And it is incumbent on the service provider to either say, no, this isn't allowed. You can't do that. That's fine. They'll find another solution or find a better way to handle this because where we're at right now isn't good enough yet. That 100% figure of being breached, it's unacceptable. It's going to happen. So until you find a way to blockchain everything so that it's completely encrypted from prying eyes or something like that, I don't know what the solution is, but it ain't this.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah,
that's one of the 2 cents on it.
Yeah, and one of the things that the KID third party has talked about is that, we don't store the ID information.
Sure, you don't.
Yeah,
sure, I'll trust you.
Yeah, trusting you.
I don't believe you. It's as simple as that. I don't believe you.
Because in so many times in the past, we have seen this go wrong, and nothing nothing changed. Again, it's just big corpo stuff, dude. Like, and I can't understand why they would do this. I don't get it. It's some weird ideology that they feel like they have to.
I think it is.
Do that.
I think it's a response. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, John.
No, I was gonna kind of troll. I was like, I suspect Palantir's involved. I was just gonna say that and not say anything else. They want our data.
They do. Right. So I think I'm gonna throw a guess out there. I think this might be in response to this might be a preemptive action. So for a company like Discord to go public means that people are going to sit on their board when they have one share of Discord, right?
Right.
So preemptively, they're jumping in front of, we have safety checks in place for things. Just so you guys know, we're all on the up and up. And I think that might be a preemptive response to the public rollout of their IPO. Yep. But this very much mirrors games itself, does it not? I mean, take a look at what, video games as a product, and you have so many avenues and so many developers doing things. And then you have a Rockstar come along and really just nail it. They put out Bully, they put out GTA 3 and 4, and they put out all these awesome games. And at some point, maybe Rockstar is a bad example. We extol their virtues, but insert company here, Ubisoft, let's use them. They put out a banger, Assassin's Creed, from the get-go. And then they just like milk the cow and beat that horse until it is dead and completely out of milk. And people are tired of it. They don't want it anymore. So what happens? The small guys rise up and are like, oh, by the way, that vacuum that's here, the power vacuum is going to be filled. And it's right now in games, it's being filled by smaller studios, AA, if you will, which I think is a funny term. But then you also have that happening with them. Like once they roll out this product and people are dissatisfied with it, what's going to happen? TeamSpeak, baby. TeamSpeak's going to go, oh, you want to remain anonymous? Absolutely. We can do that.
Yeah. And some people will move over there. I think that we'll see probably some people move. I don't think that we'll see enough people move, unfortunately, just because of how widely adopted and integrated Discord is with everything that we do. But like I was talking with Macy before the podcast, and I was like, yeah, I didn't play any video games, so I'm gonna end up bringing up this Discord funk that I caught wind of, and I was like, there's no way that I can bring my current set of friends that are all on Discord into TeamSpeak. There's no way they'll do it. Not because they hate me, but just because this is comfort. They know the platform. It's easy to use. It's simple. Change is difficult for people, and you're not going to have people just, if they're not passionate enough about it, if it's not impacting them enough, they won't move. And we see that with things like microtransactions. Big corpos did it for a long enough time because people put up with it, and people, it was enough people that were okay with it and still interacting with it, still spending money. So they kept doing it, and they're like, oh wow, it works. We can just keep milking this. We can just keep going. But what I will say is this will increase the user counts for things like TeamSpeak. And I think things like that are a net positive for the overall gaming community. And what I mean by that is it brings up potential new competition by, diversifying the playing field a little bit.
Choice is key. It always has been. In a capitalist society, choice is most important.
That's right.
You don't want to only have to buy your phone from Apple. Thank goodness there's other avenues you can go.
That's right.
You guys think we'll ever have to verify?
Hollow Attorney says ID swap. Viva la revolucion. Let's go. I'm sorry. Say that again, John.
I was I said, do you guys think we'll ever have to verify our age to play a game?
Ooh, that's a great question. How do you feel about that? Would you, since Call of Duty and Battlefield 6 are so hyper violent, how do you feel about age gating those games? Would you want to upload your ID or scan your face to play Battlefield?
Man,
my guess is no.
Yeah, I mean, wow.
We've had age gates. We used to have age gates on video games, man. You couldn't go to GameStop and just buy a game.
Yeah.
As a kid, they would not sell you a mature game.
Do they do that still?
That probably is I would assume that it's less common practice now. I'm sure they're more lenient on it. But I remember back in the day wanting to buy a game and being told, no, I needed an adult to help me purchase this game. So it was like my mom sent me in the store. Go buy your game real quick and then come back. And I had to go back out to the car and be like, hey mom, I need you to come in here. They won't let me buy the game because I'm too young. And she was like, ugh, oh, fine. And then she came in and we got the game and then we left, and it was like a thing. So they used to do that, right? I mean, it wasn't full ID verification. You've got to present your ID, but there was restriction, right? And there still is technically gates, but it's not ID verified, I guess, in that context where they're storing your data.
Think about it this way. Let's say I have a 14, 15-year-old kid and he's got a Steam account. Y'all, parent your kids. Watch what they're doing. You got to be vigilant.
Yes.
The internet is so open that it's more important now than ever for you to understand what your kids are into. And on top of that, it gives you the opportunity to bond with them a little bit, steer them towards games that are age appropriate, use your best judgment and understand who your kids are before you let them play anything. Don't rely on whether or not Valve says it's okay for that kid to play that game. They're not the mom or dad. Let them, spend time with your kids and understand what they want to do and, guide them properly. And then we won't have to worry about any of that nonsense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. This all comes from kids being on Discord and not being monitored. That's what this stuff really stems from, or that's the front that's used for it. And in terms of them being able to push stuff out like this is we've got to do this to protect the kids, right? That's the guys that they use. I think they just want the data to sell it because they need to make more money because they don't have enough avenues for revenue. But that's what it's under the guise of. And if we as people just monitor that like we were supposed to, we wouldn't have the problem to begin with.
Yeah, you should have been doing this already.
Correct.
In your personal life. I'm calling out the lazy parents. Like, get into it.
Dude.
Welcome.
Yeah, you're ruining it for everyone else because you're a lazy parent. You piece of garbage.
Lock in, parent your child.
You guys heard it here first.
Yeah, you're gonna get my ID breach just because you're a freaking lazy parent.
100%.
Yeah. No, but it's Discord's fault. At the end of the day, like they're not being forced to do this. They're doing this by their own volition, and I hate it. I hate it so much.
Thanks, I hate it. Yeah,
GG.
we'll see where it goes from here, and hopefully Discord can kind of. Well, I don't know. It sounds like they're kind of locked in. So hopefully I'll see you guys on TeamSpeak maybe at some point then. We'll see how that goes. Anything else on that topic? I think
no, that's it. I've exhausted it.
Me.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll just have to see where that one goes. I do want to bring up another thing that's interesting. John, you mentioned that Steam was involved, or Valve in particular was involved in a lawsuit that was quite frivolous, and they won. Is that accurate? They won their stateside lawsuit?
Accurate. I believe they have won.
That's amazing. I love to hear that when somebody's coming after them for some nonsense and they just like put the kibosh on that. I love to hear it. No. Well, unfortunately, Valve is involved in another lawsuit in the UK.
Jeez.
It's a class action lawsuit, and it's being brought to them. It's filed in the UK Competition Appeal Tribunal, led by digital rights campaigner Vicky Shotbolt. Cool last name, by the way, Shotbolt. The claim is for £656 million, whatever that means. $900 million.
Okay, that's the real currency that matters.
The only currency that matters. I kid the UK. I love you guys. But what are you doing over there? Come on. It targets Valve's practices.
Beans for breakfast? Come on.
No, beans do not belong on toast. This is incorrect behavior. You have to fix it. Fix it. They are alleging that Steam has excessive commission fees on game sales, contract terms that stop publishers from selling games on selling the same games cheaper or earlier on rival platforms, and lock in on DLC and in-game purchases. If you bought the base game on Steam, add-ons must also go through Steam. I don't even know where to begin with this. This seems stupid to me. It's Valve owns Steam. It's the dominant PC platform. That's where the gamers are. You can argue, okay, the first point, excessive commission on fees. They typically will charge roughly 30%.
Standard.
What do you think about that? Is that too high?
I mean,
let's talk about that number in particular. Is that number too high?
I mean, I think I don't think it is. Here's hear me out. I feel for the small devs in this situation. I feel like that's who it impacts the most, right? Mm-hmm. So from a small dev perspective, I understand why this is a problem, because taking 30%, skimming 30% of your revenue is nuts. Like, that is tough. So I definitely feel for that. But the model that has made, again, the model that made Discord so freaking popular is the same model that has made Steam so freaking popular. And that is, it has been for the people for a long time. And the platform that we know as Steam now has been a free platform. You go on the platform and you've got access to all of this mess. Now, you purchase games, but the function of Steam is free, right? Yeah. They manage your library. My God, they store cloud saved data for you for free. You have a list of friends for free. They have a VoIP communication built into their platform for free. You can stream to your friends for free. You can do all of this stuff, and it costs you nothing, right? Other than create an account, download Steam on your PC, enjoy. And that the beauty of that is the players are not going to make any money off of this platform. They're going to spend money on this platform. Then you have on the back end of it, you have businesses that are looking to make money off of this platform. And so, yes, there's an expense to do business on this platform. And that expense is at a cost of 30%, because that is what Valve needs to offset it being a free service for everything else that they provide. They can't give the developers basically a free platform to sell all of their games, give the platform for free for the users, and then everything just fall on Steam as far as costing goes. They can't do that. They're the retailer. They're taking the credit card transaction fees. So the card processing, they're dealing with all those fees. That's on Steam. They're processing those transactions. So they have to cover those costs. They have to cover the servers, the distribution of the game to the player base. They're covering so much. 30% doesn't actually seem like a lot in terms of what the developers are getting, and also to compare to keeping the platform as popular it is by keeping it free for the consumer. Anyway, that's my take.
I agree. Okay. If it were an opportunistic level of charging as far as percentage goes, say now that we have all the gamers, we want to charge you 30%. We if they upped the rates at some point, I might be on their side.
I agree.
But I just checked, and Jamie pulled this up for me, and he said Steam has always charged 30%. It has never changed.
Wow.
The only change that it made was between in 2018, they altered it so that past $10 million, the revenue share drops to 25%, and then past 50 million, it drops another 5% to 20%. So in the long term, Steam right out of the gate with no players involved, like as a gamble, was like 30% sounds right. Let's just keep it there. And then they haven't changed it. In fact, they lowered it over time. Look, I'm not defending, Gabe and his billions. I can see why somebody might say, "Oh, they have billions of dollars," but that I think is a fundamental misunderstanding of that number of dollars. It's not like $65 trillion is sitting in Gabe's bank account. That's not how that works. There's investments to make. There's costs to cover. There's people to pay. There's development to be done. Take a look at the things that aren't even out yet. How much money do you think they've spent developing their new Steam controller? How much money have they spent developing their new Steam box? How much money have they spent developing their Steam OS? All of this stuff is behind the scenes and not seen by anybody. So, yeah, 30%, I get it. That sounds like a pretty high number. But when you're wanting access to where all of the gamers actually are, it's always been there, and it's always been that way. And if that's too much, maybe we could talk to Steam about it instead of suing them in court. We can, there's got to be a better way to do this than.
Yeah, and I think like maybe a conversation, and because this was my biggest problem, is that 30% is a lot for a small single developer, and because you're putting so much time into it's like my wife knows how to quilt, and making a quilt is like, this is so off, like random, but I'll pull it back in. But making a quilt is extremely time consuming.
Sure.
Right? As a single as one person making a quilt, it takes a ton of time to do it. But not just time, it costs a lot of money to make. So we made about a queen size quilt, and I think we spent about $200 to $300 making that quilt.
Ooh. Yikes.
It was expensive. We bought the fabric. She built everything. The only thing that we had to outsource was the actual quilting of it. So they like sew in the quilt pattern or whatever. And that's just to bind all the layers together. And you have to have a big freaking machine for that. So she probably spent, I think, 4 weeks putting all of this together. And our total cost was probably around like $200, $300. If she were to sell that quilt, a queen size blanket, right, for someone to purchase, she couldn't charge them $200. If you wanted to charge them $200 and then you also tell them, okay, we got to take 30% of that. Okay, well, we just lost money. Okay, so now we've got to sell it at $600. Let's take 30% of that. Okay, we're breaking even, right? Okay, so then let's charge $700 for that. Now you're outpriced. You can't make the revenue. And so my point is, on the small scale of things, it becomes really difficult to justify that 30%, and it's still making you any sort of revenue, right? From a business perspective, the amount of time you put into it, any of the purchases that you have to make to be able to build that game, and then they're getting to just immediately skim 30%. I think is really, really tough. That's hard. Now, maybe it's a part of the industry, and you can just bank on that. I'm not entirely sure where that goes, but I think that's where I understand, because the small developer, it will impact. Maybe what I could advocate for is, hey, like smaller commissions for smaller developers. And then like after a certain amount of sales, yeah, we jump to the standard 30%. And then if you get to a certain volume, then you get volume discounts. Like, you saw that they've already implemented something along those lines.
Yeah. And it's okay to be mad at that number. I'm not saying that you should or shouldn't. I don't have any skin in the game, so it's really hard for me to say one way or the other. I'm just spurring the conversation here.
Yeah.
But if you were to compare it to something like an Epic Game Store, which arguably from my perspective doesn't have the same features that Steam has, not even by a long shot.
No.
Their commission is just recently in 2025, they introduced a 0% commission for the first $1 million. And then it jumps up to 12% beyond that. And I mean, that's nice and all, but also it's an inferior product.
Yeah, I'm not opening Epic unless I have to.
Yeah. I don't have any
I get excited
for Rocket League.
I opened it for the free game. That's why I opened it.
Open it for Rocket League.
Yeah, well, I have Rocket League baked into Steam still, so I'm good to go there. I don't even have to open
that. Same. Yep. So I think we can be mad about that number. I'm saying there is an argument to be made on there, but the next two contract terms that stop publishers from selling the same games cheaper or earlier on rival platforms. Why would anybody want to do that in the first place? I don't understand what we're arguing about here. You're wanting to sell your game earlier than you're already. A game developer doesn't go, here is our release date. Oh, just kidding. You can buy it 2 days early over on Epic for half the price. Nobody does that. That's bad business. Not a single person is going to do that. So even if it is built into the contract that you can't sell it for cheaper on a rival platform or earlier,
I feel like that's fine. Yeah.
Who does that actually affect? I can't think of a scenario. Shout it out in chat if you think of a scenario.
Okay, because
I can't.
Okay, let's think about this from like a maybe an Activision perspective, right? A Call of Duty. So maybe they want to drive revenue or people to use the what is it, BattleNet, or is that what they use for their launcher?
I believe that's accurate. Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, they do use it, but that's my point. Yeah, it's Activision Blizzard's. They have like a BattleNet client or something like that you can purchase their games there directly to them. That's their launcher. That's their gaming platform, and they have their games there. So I could see how it affects them. It's like, hey, we want to drive more traffic to our platform, obviously, because they don't get charged that 30%. They would be hindered. They would be prevented from doing that on their platform based off of that fee right there, or based off of that contract term. So I could see from a large business perspective, I would say from an indie developer or a kind of a mid-sized developer, where you're not like, you don't have your own platform, like it doesn't, I don't think it would affect you at all. But for these larger platforms, maybe it's more impactful, and maybe that's kind of the drive to resolve that. But I could care less about these big corpos. Like, dude, stop. Like, this is where we want to buy your game anyway. Like, who cares? Like, yeah, you're gonna lose your 30%. Sucks for you. That's capitalism. That's,
good.
Like, is what it is.
If your launcher had all of the other games on it and all of the other gamers and all of the other functions, maybe I'd buy it there. But Steam exists for a reason. Steam is popular for a reason.
That's
many reasons, in fact.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm having a hard time, A, finding a scenario that this would even apply to mid-size or lower developers, and B, if it only applies to big devs, I couldn't give a shit less.
Right, that's my point. I think I'm looking for the smaller studios, maybe mid to smaller studios, and I can't see a reason that this would affect them. They don't have their own platform, so they're not trying to drive traffic to their own platform. That's the only thing that I could think that you would want to do that for. There's no other purpose. And or maybe like you get a better commission, right, cut from your game selling on like Epic Games. But again, still, majority of your sales is still probably going to come from Steam. So why would you not just release it there for the same pricing? That doesn't make any sense.
100%. And then the third point that they're arguing is that they lock in DLC and in-game purchases. If you buy the base game on Steam, add-ons must also go through Steam. First off, if you're buying Steam games, of course you're going to buy the DLC on Steam. Like, I'm not looking to buy it on Steam and go elsewhere to buy the DLC. What? It's right there in the client. It's convenient. Like,
okay. So maybe I can argue with this one a little bit. This is the same argument or the same battle that Apple had with their in-app purchases on games, because it's one thing to have a sale happen like for the initial purchase of a game, but then if you're saying all of the other microtransactions that I need to capture revenue on also have to go through Steam. And I don't know if the same commission applies to those as well for those transactions.
I'm pretty sure it does.
I would assume so. And if it's not the same 30%, I'm sure it's still significant. They're going to be skimming on every one of those microtransactions that you're trying to make up that revenue back on. And if you're saying that I don't have the choice to say, look, Steam, I already bought the damn game. It's my game. I want to purchase it to that studio directly. Then I think that maybe is a conversation for a difference. Like,
I don't think that's the case, though. I mean, I know of many games already that, like, for example, My Singing Monsters. The premium currency is available to purchase to your account through that company. You can go around Steam if you really want to. It's there. It's not like Steam says, well, you own it on Steam, we're not going to honor this premium currency because you bought it off platform. That's not how that works. So, I mean,
well, what I'm saying, and I'm not saying all the not every single microtransaction is happening there, but these DLCs is what I'm saying. You've already got the game, and this is an add-on to the game, right? This is an additional purchase in the game. And what you're saying is, yes, you captured Steam, you got the revenue on the sell of the game. You did it, right? Like, you did what you wanted to do, but now you're telling me that if they want to buy an expansion to my game, they can't just purchase it through the game itself. Like, I can't just like make that transaction happen and then expand the game. Like, we're already signing into these games anyway. So it's like you have it's already attached to the account of that profile. That's more so what I'm getting at.
I think they're going to lose on that point, because I think it is, if you've already got an account with, say, My Singing Monsters, and you want to buy a box and open it, you can just do that. Like, you're either going to have a premium currency within that ecosystem that you're going to buy the premium currency through that developer, or you're going to have an add-on that, whether you buy it through Steam or not, is going to get attached to your account.
I got it.
What do you got?
I disproved myself. I disproved myself immediately. It's because they have to host the DLC and the add-ons. You have to download them.
Yeah, there you go. Your first point stands. And then
Dude, you know what's crazy? Okay, I didn't want to like interrupt, but like this whole time I was literally thinking to myself, wait, no, like this doesn't make sense. The file structure would be completely off. How would you get that in from like another? I was literally like thinking in my head, like, where would you get the files to the DLC? You know, I was like, you need to download it from the same place.
True, very true. Unless that DLC is already game companies do this already. They download the payload to your computer already, and it just activates. It's a little flip of a switch.
Wouldn't it just that'll be with your Steam download and it's just locked to you?
Correct, but that's exactly my point.
They're still hosting your
correct.
They're still hosting your game.
That is correct,
including all of the DLC that they're supposedly trying to be circumvented on. But then I didn't even ask this question, Devin. What about free games that are on Steam that have microtransactions? Is Steam not entitled then to some of the share of those microtransactions because they're hosting Vindictus for free? Vindictus is a huge video game. It's gigs.
Yeah.
Okay. Many gigs. And so Steam for free to the consumer anyway is hosting this giant ass video game, transferring data, storing it on their servers, backing it up daily, making redundancy checks, all of this technical stuff, and at no cost to the consumer until they buy, an outfit for their character. Would that not? I don't see a problem with Steam taking a cut at that point because they're already doing the legwork. They're entitled to some of the revenue stream because they're hosting this service.
Yeah, we're crushing it. Yeah, Steam, these people are stupid. Yeah,
we'll be your lawyers.
It makes Steam is making sense here.
I'm sure they'll be fine in court. I mean, we just kind of did it. We
did Steam court. We're good.
We did court.
Yeah, so I think at the end of the day, I wouldn't necessarily call this a frivolous lawsuit, but I would say that they're on kind of flimsy ground.
Yeah.
Because it isn't a class action lawsuit of developers against Steam. It's a class action lawsuit against Steam on behalf of the UK public.
That just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. How is the public?
Can they just sue people in the EU? What's going on? I feel like they just sue stuff
this is like what America used to be known for, right? Like, oh, just sue everyone for everything. It's I feel like the EU is just doing that like
the EU is always suing something for something.
Yeah. This doesn't seem to make sense because what they're going to have to prove is damages to the plaintiff, which is the UK public. How is this?
It's free.
It's all
free for the consumer.
Okay, if I, as a UK citizen, want to download Steam and download Vindictus and just play it, I can do all three of those things for no cost. Where do the damages come from? Explain it to me, because damages are going to have to get proven in court for this. Class action lawsuit to win.
Only thing I can think of is the damages would be because of the excessive commission fees. The pricing of games had to be increased. That's the only thing that I could think of. But you could have priced your games lower because the percentage is too high. We had to make that up in revenue. So
is this a scapegoat? Is this a scapegoat lawsuit? The game companies sue Valve and say it's because Valve was doing this to us that we had to charge $60 a game. Is this a blame game to try and throw Valve under the bus to show the consumers like, we don't need to charge you $60. Please buy our games. Is that what's going on? Because it sure looks like it.
Man.
Well, I don't know. Nintendo's still charging 80.
Yeah. And you can only buy it direct to them. Holy shit.
Man, they lowered it to 70. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Good for them.
Oh, I've never rolled my eyes so hard before.
Shout out to Nintendo. They're still getting my money.
Yeah, they're still getting my money. Nintendo makes a product that you can only get through Nintendo. Like I don't know what to tell you.
The EU should sue them next.
You want You want to
know
play
what?
Nintendo games? You're
EU
gonna pay Nintendo to
Dude,
play them.
EU versus Nintendo, dude. I'd love to see that.
Oh my
what
god.
That'd be an insane court battle.
That'd be crazy, dude. That'd be insane.
Says here that the case is brought on behalf of up to around 14 million PC gamers. It covers people who bought PC games or additional content since 2018.
That just does. I don't see the grounds, bro.
I don't see the grounds either. I really don't.
How is this better for Steam user? It just looks like a guise to try to lower commission rates and costs for developers or for studios. That's the only thing that I see here.
I mean, it looks like a smoke screen.
I was gonna say, and they're just gonna pocket that if they do somehow win this, they're just pocketing that extra. Their prices of games aren't coming down. Nothing's going to be better for the consumer. They're just going to make more freaking money.
Yeah, the $900 million. Let's say Valve loses and $900 million is on the table for the UK public. How much is each of those 14? Okay, starting. Let's say the lawyers did this for free, which we for sure as fuck know they're not going to.
Thinking probably 500, 600 million of that.
So
easy.
If this is a ridiculous number. If they took this $900 million, let me do this math one more time to make sure I did this right, because it seems absurd. Yeah, if the lawyers did this for free, every Valve person, Steam player, is going to get a check for $64.28. Now, what are the lawyers going to do with this class action? They're going to drag it out forever so that they rack up lawyers' fees. And let's just say that the lawyers' fees, let's just say that they total up to 30%. Huh? How about we use that number?
That's a low number, but I'll take it. Let's see.
$19 to the lawyers. So roughly $45. If the plaintiffs win and if they claim their money, they'll get $45 out of this maximum. And that is a conservative ass number.
One free game. Maybe one free like
if that
indie game.
Yeah. 2 copies of Silk Song.
At best.
It's such a nonsense lawsuit, and all it does is posture the people who are suing Valve a specific way. All it does is generate bad will for Valve, and at the end of the day, it doesn't really change anything. What is going to actually come out of this?
Nothing's gained.
Nothing is gained except negativity. This is so stupid. This is a dumb lawsuit. They should drop it and quit wasting their time because they don't care about the public. This is a guise to make those lawyers some money.
Shout out for Steam, bro.
Fighting the good fight.
Fighting the good fight, dude. Fighting these dum-dums.
Bro, I hope Gabe Newell lives forever.
Dude, I hope Gabe pulls up to the UK on a yacht, bro. I hope he pulls up like a baller.
He will. Gabe has a way of being flashy without being flashy, but also being like, that's flashy. But I mean, they've been working tremendously on Steam for, I don't know, is it 2 decades at this point? I think it is.
Yeah.
When did Steam drop? 2004? Was that around that time?
Oh God.
Jamie, pull that up.
Don't catch me lying.
Let's get Jamie to pull that up real quick. 2003.
Wow, you were close, Nathan.
I was pretty close. They've been doing this for well over 2 decades, and I'm sure that they fought off more lawsuits than I can even know existed.
Yeah.
And they're still standing today, and I don't think this is going to bring them down a peg or two in any way. And I don't think that the will of the players is going to be changed all that much. I think this is frivolous and stupid at the end of the day.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a heavy topic, and we'll be monitoring that and see how that goes over time. But I think at this point we're just going to have to go ahead and close out the show. I want to shout out to you guys for being here. This has been a fun time.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and kick off the music. Shout outs to everybody in chat on YouTube and on Twitch. I sure do appreciate you guys being here. It's always fun talking about this kind of stuff. Talking about our gaming journeys, talking about what's going on in the gaming field. It's always fun. Hollow, thanks for being in chat. You the man. So we're gonna say goodbye to you guys tonight. And today, if you're listening to this on your podcast service of choice, I want you to call your mom, call your dad, call your brother, call your sister, shoot them a text, tell them you love them, because life is too damn short. Am I right, guys? I am.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Big hearts up in chat for you guys. If you're watching, this goes out to you. And we will see you next time, 9:30 on Thursdays. Peace out.